It was always gonna end in tears. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 most embarrassing appearances by British politicians on TV shows. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're ranking when British politicians abandoned the safety of Westminster to venture out and onto our televisions. We're including quiz shows, reality shows, and talk shows, but excluding purely political interviews or appearances at party conferences and on the campaign trail.
What did she say?
Oh, everything. She's just a sort of bigoted woman.
Number 10, Theresa May, The One Show. Theresa May was once asked in an interview to reveal the naughtiest thing she'd ever done, and this was her less than enthralling answer.
I have to confess, when me and my friends sort of used to run through the fields of wheat, the farmers weren't too pleased about that.
So when she appeared on The One Show in 2017 alongside husband Philip, viewers weren't expecting an evening of high drama. What follows through is a half-hour snooze fest that continually turns the switch between the magnificently mundane and the excruciatingly awkward. Among other momentous revelations, we learn about the PM's shoes, cookery books, and who takes the bins out in the May household. Brilliant. Number 9, Ed Balls, Strictly Come Dancing. The former Shadow Chancellor isn't the only top-level politician to have a crack at Strictly, and Widdicombe's 2010 stint is still TV gold. But even her legendary performances are beaten by the ever-enthusiastic Ed Balls. The Radio Times once dubbed him the best ever Strictly contestant, and he won plaudits for the gusto with which he threw himself into routines. But it is almost impossible to watch him dance the salsa Gangnam Style without suffering a major bout of incurable cringe.
Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style.
Number 8, Boris Johnson, Have I Got News For You? Johnson has appeared many times on this quiz show as both panellist and presenter, and if there's one thing all of his appearances have in common, it is the rough ride he receives from others on the show.
This Boris Johnson was never meant to be let loose on the humankind!
But Johnson's most uncomfortable moment came as a panellist in 2001 when he was quizzed about the then Conservative leader, Ian Duncan Smith.
Do I have to do this?
Yes.
What is it? I've never seen this on this show before.
Despite claiming to know his leader well, Johnson fails to answer a single question correctly, thanks in no small part to Paul Merton's interruptions.
What did Ian Duncan Smith drop in 1992?
His testicles.
Number 7, David Cameron, Friday Night with Jonathan Ross. As an experienced politician, Cameron has fended off questions from some fearsome interviewers in his time.
Can I call you D to the AVE?
But when he was grilled by Jonathan Ross in 2006, he encountered a line of questioning we suspect he'd never received before.
You may have rejected the possibility, but I think you probably considered Margaret Thatcher in a carnal fashion.
And just when you're unsure on what Ross is insinuating, he poses the question again, more bluntly, a few minutes later. Ofcom received hundreds of complaints about the interview, but ultimately Ross was cleared of being what some described as vulgar, disrespectful, and unfair.
For lots of family, childcare is the biggest issue in their lives. They've voted for these things.
But did you or did you not ever have a wank thinking of Thatcher?
Number 6, Lembit Öpik. I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. When politicians participate on this show, it's usually fairly forgettable, but this one will be remembered for all the wrong reasons.
Here's a little song I wrote, might want to sing it note for note, don't worry.
When the former Lib Dem MP wasn't getting bitten by a snake, he was driving campmates to distraction with his inane chatter.
I do feel what I've just eaten is very cleansing, to be honest with you.
How do you know it's cleansing? You just don't know.
Because something that tastes like that has to be good for you.
Lembit's poor attempts at humour failed to impress the public, and the funniest thing he said probably came in his exit interview, when he claimed his time in the camp had proven he was capable of surviving in the jungle. Watch out, Bear Grylls, you got some competition.
The landlord say your rent is late. He may have to litigate, don't
Is he doing
worry.
West Indian accent?
Number 5, Nigel Farage. Have I got news for you? Besides Boris, plenty of other politicians have come unstuck on Have I Got News for You, with Robert Kilroy Silk once almost coming to blows with his team captain.
Robert, shut the No!
But we've gone for Nigel Farage's extremely awkward appearance in 2014, when he was asked about a claim that UKIP was a bunch of fruitcakes and loonies. Even the normally opinionated Farage is left speechless when confronted by the views of his party treasurer.
Chess, bridge, poker, women come absolutely nowhere. I think that just has to be borne in mind.
And whilst he appears to take the affair in good spirits, he certainly isn't laughing as much as we are.
I'm going to go for loony.
It's the wrong answer. It's actually a trick question. He's not a fruitcake nor a loony. He's a closet racist.
Number 4, David Lammy, Celebrity Mastermind. When Labour MP Lammy appeared on this quiz show in 2008, he was the Minister of State for Higher Education.
And your name is?
David Lammy,
And your chosen charity?
ActionAid.
So he was certain to acquit himself well, right? Unfortunately, Lammy scores just 13 points, and the absurdity of some of his answers leaves viewers scratching their heads. When asked which blue cheese often accompanies port, Lammy suggests it was Red Leicester, and when quizzed on who succeeded Henry VIII, the MP gives this bizarre response.
Who acceded to the English throne at the age of 9 on the death of his father Henry VIII in 1547?
Henry VII.
Even allowing for nerves, it was a painfully poor performance and calamitous for his credibility.
The Purple Heart is the American military award.
Number 3, Oona King, Dancing on Ice. Despite lasting just 3 weeks on the figure skating show, the former MP for Bethnal Green and Bow made a lasting impression.
Baroness, you certainly live up to your title, because that duel was barren of any attack or any oomph.
Her performances were regularly savaged by the judges, with Jason Gardiner in particular laying the boot in.
3.5.
That gives her a total of 20.5 out of a possible 40.
To top it all off, on her final skate, King trips her partner Mark Hanratty before their routine even begins.
Please welcome back to the ice, Oona King and Mark Hanratty.
Mark suffered a dislocated shoulder, and whilst he bravely returns to complete the dance, it wasn't enough to save King from an embarrassingly early exit. Number 2, Michael Fabricant, First Dates. As part of a fundraising event for Stand Up to Cancer, Conservative MP Fabricant appeared on this fan favourite dating show opposite a fantasy novelist called Jan. Things start off well, but the dinner hits the rock when Jan makes a particular comment about Fabricant's hair.
The wig is a bit of a giveaway. Why do you feel you need it? Get rid of it.
Afterwards, the MP acknowledged in a tweet that he had made a tit of himself by overreacting.
Oh, what a showstopper. Fancy saying that.
But all's well that ends well. The scene scooped more publicity for the charity, and the couple reportedly met up after the show for a second date away from the cameras.
Can we not discuss hair? I won't discuss your breasts if you promise not to discuss my hair.
Number 1, George Galloway, Celebrity Big Brother. Firebrand politician Galloway claims he went on this seminal reality show to reach a broader audience with his political message. Unfortunately, the impression he made is unlikely to be the one he intended. As well as prancing around in a red leotard and revealing that his favourite pursuits are sex and sunbathing, Galloway performs this bizarre and now famous feline roleplay with actress Rula Lenska.
More tickles on the back, yes.
After being booed by the crowds at his eviction, even his supporters had to admit his appearance on the show was a catastrophe. Get it?
Has it been a trying day with all those people coming into the house? Has it?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Watch Mojo UK and subscribe for more great content.